Good morning, good morning. I'm back home from my trip to Colombia. Great trip. We saw enough different things to be fulfilled, and being full of the experience, we come back home ready to work. And I just wanted to ask you, do you have those days when you feel, and days when you feel, yay, and all the days in between? I do. And it's not necessarily about how tired you are or how rested you are, because I'm not tired. When I'm doing something I love, when I enjoy my activities, I actually get energized. But nevertheless, in the morning, I feel different every day. So what gets you in the morning? Did you ever thought about why days are so different? Of course, there is an environment, the natural environment you're in. So if there is a sunlight, when there is sun, when there is the breeze, which is the air, where you feel moisturized, maybe you took a shower in the morning with the good filter, good water, maybe you took a swim. When you feel grounded, you walk on the ground, you step from your bed on the right foot. You know this saying, did you step from the left foot? Yeah, always when you finish your exercises, for example, I do exercises in the morning in my bed, you make sure that you step from the right foot, and maybe if you are a lefty, left foot is good for you, I don't know. You move, you make yourself stable, which I do some exercises to feel grounded, very easy. You stand by the wall and you push your back, your butt and your calves into the wall and your head, and you find that straight line, and then you step away from the wall and you try to produce the same feeling in your body. And if it's easy for you, your body gets all tense for a second, but then it finds its natural position. And if it's hard, you can put your hand, both hands, I'm holding my phone, both hands like this behind your neck, at the base of your neck, and with your hand you're pushing forward, with your body you push back. So it's a simultaneous movement behind, in a way that you cannot move actually. Your hand is pushing and your body is pushing, which helps you find the balance. And you do the same thing looking up like this, with your hand like that, pushing to the sky, simultaneously pushing to the back. And that aligns you with the earth. And then you could be an ether. You could be a fifth element in which the prana of the heavenly knowledge comes into your body as the air, energizing, rejuvenating your body. Sunlight awakens your hormones, serotonin comes in, melatonin goes back, and you're awake. And as you start walking, feeling the earth under your feet from the heel to the ball of your foot, moving graciously, your body up and forward. At that moment, your body gets a signal that you're okay, that you're alive. And as you walk 10,000 steps or more, your head gets cleared, and the good ideas start coming in. And that's a great time to start planning your day. So every day, the energy fluctuates, but you can bring the energy that you want for the day all by yourself, because nobody is responsible for you but you. And if the weather is different where you are and sunlight is not there, you simply buy a full spectrum lamp and you put it on your desk, so your eyes still get the full spectrum light. Or otherwise, winter is coming and the blues, winter blues, not the one that you hear in a restaurant, but the one that you hear in your head, the winter blues start coming in and your mood goes down. And then when it goes down, don't medicate yourself, recreate yourself, bring the energy in that will help you feel better. But what else is in your mind is your name. So however your name sounds to you, if there is a resonance, if there is a meaning that resonates with you, whether you think about it or not, because it's there, regardless of your conscious connection to it. So if you want to know your name meaning, you can look it up. You can talk to me. I will give you the meaning according to the symbolic numbers that are hidden in the letters, so you will understand what your name is about. Then, of course, what influences you are your beliefs. And I'm not talking really, cannot talk right now. It's not your religious beliefs. It's more beliefs that were instilled in you by your previous life and your upbringing. So if you have some beliefs about certain things that are yours to do and some other things, no, will not do it, it's too hard, it's not for me, it's too scary. If you have some of those, of course, that will influence your energy, because to keep limiting beliefs that limit you, you need a lot of energy. You think sometimes that, and when I say you, I don't mean you. I mean we are. So sometimes we believe that some things will protect us. But the truth of the matter is, the more limitations we have, the less safe we are, because our choices are limited. And when the choices are limited, you need to keep yourself in that limiting position, which takes a lot of energy. We are spiritual beings. Our spirit, our inspiration is big and wide. We want all of it. We want the life to be fully expressed through us. But when we limit ourselves, part of our mental energy, mental emotional energy, goes into it, and it keeps a bit of a lead on what's going on in our life. And then, what else is influencing you is the personal calendar. We live in 9 days, 9 months, 9 year cycles. Those cycles have nothing to do with the regular calendar like everybody else uses. Why? Because over the human evolution, calendars were changed many times, and in many different cultures, these calendars differ from each other. So what do you really believe? Which calendar? There is Mayan calendar, Aztec calendar, Gregorian calendar, lunar calendar, sun calendar, new calendar, in which thousands of years were eliminated just because somebody wanted it. Peter the Great, the first Russian Tsar, had very interesting things done to the calendar. So we don't really know what's going on. So for us to be able to understand and integrate the energy that comes through, the qualities of the energy, the qualities of the electricity we experience, we need to have some sort of base. So in the science of Syucai, which I'm a master of many different science of human development. I'm a teacher and psychologist. I use alternative methods to understand how things work in the universe and how people work with each other. So in this science that is on my focus right this moment, it's explained in a simple way. We can use the common calendar in order to calculate our personal calendar. Because in the moment you're born, you have a matrix of numbers which shows your innate talents, what universe gives you for this moment, for this life, for this incarnation, for your purpose. We all have the purpose, and the purpose is to experience life in a way it comes to us, to learn from life, to enjoy what we can enjoy, to let go what we cannot enjoy, and to serve humanity by becoming wiser, calmer, more uplifted, so we all as a humanity can have a better electricity for each other and for ourselves. So how do you calculate? In previous broadcasts I was telling a bit about it, but if you add all the numbers of the year 2024, you will get number 8. So that is a common year. Everybody lives in that year right now. The matrix of our lifetime is the day, month, and year of our personal birth. So how do you correlate those two? You take your day and month plus the year that is happening right now, current year, which is 2024 or 8. And you add all the numbers. I am born on 25th of June. So I do 2 plus 5 plus 6 plus 8, which is the current year for humanity. And I calculate my personal year. Same thing happens with months. You take the year, your personal year you just calculated, plus the current month that is happening right now. And you will get your personal month. So your personal year plus the current month in the calendar, which is 11, 1 and 1, 2. And you get your personal month. And then you take your personal month and you add a current day of the calendar. So today is 5th. Your personal month that you've calculated before plus today day, which is the 5th of November, and you'll get your personal day. So depending on the number you receive, you will know your year, which my year right now is year 3, the year of system and analysis and choosing the structures and instructions for my life. And if I don't have some, I create. So my life has a structure in which it can produce things that I want to produce on a material plane here on Earth and this incarnation. And my personal month right now is number 5. I moved from month number 4, last month, September, to month 5, which is the month of communication, scale, connection, helping people to scale their relationships or businesses or whatever it is, because magically my energy works as a multiplier. So when people come to work with me, I multiply whatever's happening in their life. And sometimes I multiply things that they already had in that session, in that moment. They see all the results that they've accomplished so far, and they go like, oh my goodness, that's not the result I was planning for. Well, in order for us to have a result that we're planning for, we should not only have the plan, but we also need to correlate the actions with this plan. So you have goal-oriented actions, not just actions. But usually we have reactions. We don't have actions, we have reactions. Reactions are the actions through the prism of our personal subjective reality. What it means is that I am a woman, for example, predominantly at least. And therefore, information comes to me and I look at it through the experience of the feminine energy. But I am a very fiery personality, so I have a lot of masculine energy, sun energy. And as such, I also look at things from the masculine perspective. Sometimes you only have a lot of feminine energy, a lot of water energy, and so everything happens to you feels differently. If you're balanced in masculine and feminine energy and how you perceive things, you will perceive things differently from somebody who is just on the feminine side or just on the masculine side. Plus, everything that you've learned from life is your lenses. We all learn differently. Even people that are born on the same day, from the same mother, from the same egg, they still have a little different experiences. So, for example, siblings in a family have different experience with the same mother they have. Oh, my mother was a vicious one. Oh, my mother was great. She loved me. She hated my sister. Happens all the time. Why? Because we also have our personal day of birth, which is our way of thinking, the other prism. And the name we're given is also affected. So we're constantly fluctuating between all these other energies that already happen. The only energy that we can see in a moment is the energy of the day. The only energy we can see in a near perspective is the energy of the month. And the energy that we can see is a long distance, a year long distance. You can also see your whole 9-year cycle, of course. You can calculate and see what happens. I just given you calculations. And that helps you to plan. Because we have great intentions, New Year is coming, everybody would want to lose weight, everybody would want to start new business, everybody would want to scale. But it's not your personal year. That's a new year for everybody. What is your personal year? Right now, my year is 3. It's moving to year 4. Year 4 is a priority. It's understanding a lot of different goals happening. Everything is interesting. I am the kind of person that likes to know everything, that likes to dig deep, that likes to understand how the universe works and why. I believe that universe is organized, and the consciousness that we have sometimes does not let us see all the organizational principles of the universe. For that, I use science of Syucai. Why? Because there are 9 principles that you can apply to anything, including your personal day and your personal month and your personal year. And if you're just joining the broadcast, just go to the beginning and calculate your day and month plus the current year is 8. That is your current personal year. The number that you've calculated plus the current month is your personal month. The number of your personal months plus the current day on the calendar is your personal day. So, if your day is 1, of course, you would want to start something new. You would want to strategize. You would want to rule. You would want to be a king. That's your king day. That's the day where you conquer the territory. That's the day you might fight with your boss because you feel like you're in charge. Same thing in the family, of course. That's the day when you will tell your children how they should obey you. And all those energies could, of course, be influenced with the level of energy you have. Why do you think I'm walking every day? Even if I'm not broadcasting, I'm still walking. If I cannot walk 10,000 steps or 20,000 steps, I walk some steps. The step the walking starts with the first step. So if you can do 1 step today, maybe you're on crunches, or maybe you are after surgery, maybe you're before surgery. Whatever happens to you, that first step must happen now. Because if it doesn't happen now, then it doesn't happen now. And maybe it will happen tomorrow, maybe it won't. I don't know about how tomorrow will look like for me. Do you? If you do, good for you. Maybe you are the ruler of the universe and you can rule everything in it. But we are just a blink of an eye of the eternity. And so I use that moment, I use that blink to bring my energy, to raise my energy up and forward I go. My body feels alive, my brain activates, and I can talk to you. Otherwise, blah, 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 blah. You've heard when I started the broadcast, I couldn't really talk. All right. So, how do you understand the energy? You feel it. You need to understand it through feeling. I can give you the numbers, and you would say, well, but I don't feel this way. Of course. I don't feel this way also every day. It only happens when the energy is in plus. When you have surplus of energy, when you move through from the coccyx to the head, and now your brain can comprehend things and can find the best way, the best strategies. We all have strategies. We have different strategies. In the minus energy, when the deficit of energy, when you didn't sleep or you overeat or you're too tired or the information is too much and you cannot make sense of it and there is no goal, but gazillions of goal, not priority, but gazillions of priority. In this state, of course, you would not feel as a king. You will feel like everybody rules you. You will feel exhausted just by the idea of what you want to do. And of course, instead of ruling it in a way that is congruent with your goals, you will just become a tyrant. Because the energy of one could be the king that serves his kingdom, her kingdom, or the queen, or it could be a tyrant. It could be in a victimhood state, because some kings are conquered, usually conquered by their insufficiency of knowledge of energy. All right. If your personal day is 2, that's the day where you create relationships. And if you have relationships that are dangling on a red thread, almost about to lose it, you look into that relationship and think about, is that relationship strategic for me? Is that something I learn from? Is this something I benefit from? Is that something I can serve? Because some of my clients are the people I would not necessarily be friends with because of the low resources of energy. But once I work with them, we become friends because their energy rises up, and now I can communicate with them at the level I like to communicate. But some relationships are unsavable. It's very unfortunate, even with the clients. So if I work with somebody for a couple times, and I usually get results really fast, because I told you already, I'm a multiplier, and I'm a realizer, so manifester. So as soon as something is intended, it moves forward. So if I see things are not happening, then I just refer that person out, because I know this is not the most optimal relationship for me, and definitely not for them. They need somebody who will sit there and listen and listen and listen and listen until everything is emptied out. So in relationships, some people use each other as that place in which they empty out. I call it a trash bin, because yes, we do need to empty things out. But using another person as a trash bin, especially a person who is not equipped, psychologists often offer that. So they help a person to empty it out, because some people are not even capable of emptying out. They push it in, and they have a lot of energy needed to suppress that, to keep it under consciousness. Otherwise, they would not be able to function. People who are born on the day 2 or 11th, for example, or 20th, they have that issue. The stuff from relationships are being stuck in their body because they want to keep the relationship at all costs. But on the day 2, you can relate to those people, because on that day, you feel this way, that you need to save the relationship, but it's unsavable. Or you need to do something. All you need to do is to use your emotional field, your emotional intellect, to understand, to feel that what other person is feeling, and then decide, is that something that fits my purpose in life? So if it's a client, yes, my purpose is to make humanity better, to uplift the humanity. So yes, of course, it's a strategic relationship. But if it's a friend, sometimes friend needs somebody else, a neutral person, that can help them empty out. So with my friends, yes, I give them my compassionate ear, but sometimes they do not really want the solution. They only need to empty out. So in these cases, if you have relationships like this, I strongly recommend you to refer these people out, or to give them a suggestion. Here is a piece of paper, write a story, a hero story, a Pixar story, the one that you see on the Disney Channel. Once upon a time, such and such person, give it a name. The name could be made-up name that you can make up for them, or they can make up for themselves. Like, who do you think you are right now? Oh, well, I feel like I'm a butterfly. Okay, great. Once upon a time, a girl named Butterfly, or just a butterfly, lived. And then they should write down everything that they want to empty out as a story. This butterfly was extremely upset because the father left and the mother got sick and the home was empty and she felt alone and blah, blah, blah. So anything. Or butterfly's husband was very busy with other butterflies. Or the butterfly didn't get the flower it wanted, and it had some other flower that she didn't care for, but she was so upset that she overate. So whatever the story is, they write it out, and the Pixar formula is like this. Once upon a time, there was such and such. They did this, they felt this, they've been in this situation, write it all out. Number 3, one day, or one moment, or one bite later, or one scandal later, the butterfly got fed up, and off they go on a hero journey. So what the butterfly did after the point 3, after she was fed up, or he was fed up, whoever they bitten, whoever they killed, whatever they overcame, whoever they met on that journey, is the story, which is half a story of the true challenges they've overcame, and half of it is something they haven't done before, the new solutions. And that part people often miss. So you just suggest that, right, that third part, 50% of what already happened to you and how you overcame it, and 50% is absolutely new solution, magical solution that only butterfly can do, that only eagle can do, or whatever other animals they feel like. I use animals a lot because we are animals. We see better from the sky when we're birds. We see nothing when we're reptiles. We just overreact, see things through the lenses of everything that we've been through before. And when we need relationship, and I say need because we love relationship, we prefer relationship, but need is not love. Mistaking need for love is a big mistake, because you become needy and nobody wants to be in relationship with you. And so as you write that story, that part where you make up solutions for whatever animal or for whatever girl or boy is in your story, that's where you awaken your alpha state, the state of the brain in which things are possible, where you can become brave, where you're no longer inhibited by the idea that things are not possible for you, or you're not good enough, or small enough, or big enough, or fat enough, or thin enough. At this point, everything is possible, and if you write it out, or you can record it on your microphone, but you need to re-listen later on. So writing is good, or recording. At that point, your brain connects to the story as if it's already happened, because you write in images. You think in images. So as that story happens, your body integrates it as if it's already there. And when that happens, you finally get the neural connections you were lacking. You scale the smaller thinking into bigger thinking. You see yourself as a hero, because it's a hero journey. And then the fifth part of it, or the fourth part of it, let's say, because 3 has 2 parts, boring. The last part of it is journeying home. Again, lots of people miss that. They miss that because journeying home is the most important part of the hero journey. Journeying home does not necessarily mean that you come and sit on your couch again looking at the TV and at your spouse and at your kids. Journeying home means you've been somewhere, you've gained something. There is a treasure chest inside your chest, which is your heart. It's a field. The heart is not just an organ, it's an electrical organ. It's a field of knowledge, but it's not the knowledge learned from other people only. Of course, there is knowledge you learn, you memorize it. Your body has also a memory. So when your heart goes through the experience, it gains wisdom. What is wisdom? Again, lots of people think wisdom is when you learn a lot of, went through a lot of classes, got a lot of diplomas, and now you know more than other people do. Not really. You know, people that are street smart, never went to any college, but really know what to do. So wisdom is the combination of all the knowledge you've ever gained through learning something as a science, but also learning something as an experience. The experience of your life is being recorded in all cells of your body, not just in your brain, and those cells are holding it as an icon, as a experience, and when that experience matches to something in outside world, it gets awakened. But there is an interesting idea. The relationship, not just that is happening right this moment in your life, but all the relationships that ever happened to you. Level number 2, wisdom, wisdom trick. Everybody who's been in your life left a mark in your body. And every lesson you've learned is there. And the wisdom of your body protects you from getting into the same experience again if it wasn't so good. Or the wisdom of your body sends you to the experience that was very good. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, The experiences never match. The experiences you've had before only match in some detail, maybe a sound, a color, a similar looking person, a similar looking situation. But you cannot step in the same water twice. Number 2 is the feminine energy, not just relationship. Number 2 is the watery energy. The feminine energy, every woman is 2. Even if you're born on a 5th, you're still 2. You just may have number 5 is more about fighting for what's right. So if you're born on a day 5, you're still a woman, but you're fighting with your man for what's right, or with your children, in the low energy, of course. And so you just connect in your body through drinking enough water, because water has the memory of everything that ever happened on earth, especially not the boiled water, the fresh, clear water, spring water. And you gain the knowledge, the information, in the way of the body wisdom. So, instead of going in your mind to the bad experiences, oh, that happened, therefore nothing good will happen, you go to the experiences, this happened, and I loved it, and this happened, and I've learned a lot from it. Even from the so-called bad experiences, we learn a lot, and we become stronger. So focusing on that part of what I've learned, what I've gained because of this, how I've structured my life because of this, how I've met people because of this, and how I was able to live that moment and move forward, which is the most important part in relationship. When you stop focusing on the bad thing, so to speak, that happened, and you look into experience as a learning experience, as a school of life, all of a sudden that relationship is not compromising anymore. You might even feel a gratitude for gaining the strength and knowledge you needed, understanding the choices you make, seeing that relationship as a mirror that shows you all your intentions and all your decisions before, and now you can change it in a way that works for you. Nobody said you have to be the same in the same relationship. You can keep the same relationship, but you can change your mind about how to perceive it and how to act on it. And that's what day 2 is about. Noticing all the sadness and all the critical moments and all the stuff that's not working, but not focusing. Noticing and focusing is a different thing. Observing and getting involved is a different thing. So you notice, you observe, and then you ask yourself a question. How can I use my God-given abilities, which is my birthday, my thinking, and my number of all the numbers in my personal, not my personal year, but the year when I am born, plus the month, plus the day. When you take all of that together, you get the action number. What is my action about it? What can I do about it in a way that serves other people? Because yes, we can be egoistic. That person is not good for me. I'll leave it to somebody else. Or you could be at service. I will find out what triggers me. What is this piece, that facet of God, a facet of humanity that I'm seeing in my mirror that doesn't work for me? And how can I make it better for me in a way that serves other people as well? In this situation, you can leave relationship or stay in relationship, but you stay or live as a different person. You no longer feed the problem. You become a solution. So that's about day 2. And month 2 and year 2. Very good. Moving on to the day or month or year 3. So if today is your personal day 3, that's the day to understand the system of your life. Some people call it routine. There is nothing wrong with routine. The only connotation of it is routine. Oh, I don't like this routine. All right. Routine is something that keeps you alive. For example, every day you wake up, every day you go to sleep. The system is when I do things. Every day I eat. The system is what kind of food and at what time and how much and with what state. Eating food and arguing with somebody at your home creates an energy of indigestion, because if you cannot digest the thought that creates this arguing, then you cannot digest food while also listening to this argument. And most of the arguments do happen around the table, especially during the holidays. Thanksgiving coming, families gathering together, people drink a little bit, and at that point, their consciousness gets unleashed, subconsciousness also. And people tell the truth for the first time in their life, because alcohol, for example, or smoking, or any other drugs, including sugar and coffee, by the way, or smoking, at that moment, I'm talking about regular smoking, but also all kinds of other smoking. So at that moment, you no longer have that lead that keeps your unexpressed feelings and unexpressed unfulfillments down there, and it all comes out in full flesh. And now the relationships are compromised. So, before you go around that dinner table, analyze the system of your life. Analyze the people in your system. If you are in business, analyze the people and what kind of positions do they occupy in your business. Why? Because there might be wonderful people, they're just not in the right position. And actually, when I analyze my clients' businesses, that's where I start. Tell me who's your partner. Tell me when the business was established. What is the day? Maybe that was established on a day, on a date, which makes your business always on the verge of crisis. Because the energy of that day when you established it, which could be calculated pretty easily, just in the system I gave you a second ago, you could see the destiny of that business. You can see the destiny of that marriage. I've given you the calculation. You can calculate anything in your life. And you can see what is the energy, the quality of the electricity that runs in this event, that affects, in the initiation event, that affects the rest of the structure. And if that structure doesn't work, you can make it better. You can put somebody who is born on a day 3 into your finance department, or make him an accountant, and they will analyze, or make them business analytic for your business, and they will analyze, and they will give you a structure, and they will write instructions for you. One of my clients had a failing business, multi-million business, just because he didn't use his partner appropriately, because that partner with an energy of 2 that I just explained you was always feeling the relationship is compromised. Just because people born on a day 2 feel this way, because they want to save relationship at all costs, and they'll do anything, and sometimes they do absolutely opposite to their own goal. And when we figure out who that partner was, and we've given him the right position, everything else fall into place. And then we analyze other people, and some of the people had to go because they did not match the goal of the business at all. And then the business now operates with 3 times less people and many more levels of efficiency. So that's what 3 is capable of doing on a good day. On a bad day, with the insufficient energy, the 3 is the most critical of them all. They always analyze you, how good you look, how wealthy you are, what kind of benefit they can get from you, and how, if you don't match it, they'll just be very cold to you. And you would never understand why. Because 3 are the people that are living in the objective reality. They see it for real. And therefore, putting them into the business helps the business become real. Helps the owner become real with their business. But in a family, for example, on a day 3, you might want to look and analyze what is not working for you. Forget other people. Other people have nothing to do with you. It's your thinking and your beliefs and your energy that fluctuates on that day creates certain situations. And once you analyze, create an instruction for yourself or for others. For example, I'm very fiery, like I told you before, number 9. I like to protect. But in my protection, I sometimes can kill, which I've been known for when I was younger. Not real killing. I'm not a killer, of course. But I would attack if something is not right in a way that compromises a position of a person itself, himself, herself, or other people. For example, somebody is really sick, I would attack them. Like, why can you do it? Why? You should do this, this, and that. 3 years from now, you'll have cancer. And that didn't work very well. People got upset, I got upset. And so in time, I understood that if I'm not asked, I'm not sharing. I could see 3 to 5 years into patterns of what's going on. I can analyze. I have a strong analytical mind. But if I analyze for you and you're not ready to receive this analysis, I should shut up and wait for you to get ready. And for me to give anybody analysis or instructions is to stand behind, look into what kind of relationship it is, how that person relates to me or to himself, herself. And only then asking a question if they want to know anything that I have to share, or even waiting for them to ask. But sometimes people don't know who I am, what I do, how I am, where is the magic. So sometimes I do share, but not in a way that I overimpose my system or my instruction. It's just a suggestion. And so sometimes instruction is lacking. In businesses, for example, you see people not doing what you want them to do just because your understanding that person, relationship number 2, day number 2, does not match their analysis, day number 3, of you. And so you think you understand, and they believe you don't understand them, especially people born on the 2nd or 11th, for example, or 20th. They always feel misunderstood. So the job of the day 3 in your week, or month 3 in your year, or the year 3 in your life, which happens every 9 years, is to analyze, create a system or a structure that works for you. And after that, give an instruction, maybe to yourself only, or maybe to somebody else, of how you want things to be. So me being fiery, my instruction to people, if you see that I lack the resources, maybe I danced too much and I didn't sleep enough. Maybe I ate something that didn't agree with me. Maybe I'm just too busy at that moment. Do not take things personally. That's a fire. The fire goes through your life. It can burn you. Step away. I'm that kind of person. You don't like me, that's fine. I understand. I try to be more calm. I work on it. I walk every day. The energy is being exuded into the air. So it gets more active. Anything around me gets more active, including businesses. But I'm not going to change myself because this is my innate talent. Why would I change it? But I can notify people about it. So if you see something that doesn't work for you, it's not personal, it's me. Step away, do something else. Ask me a question. I will always be there for you. But if you're seeing that I'm not there for you, understand that, not from the personal position, but from the position of where my energy fluctuates this day. All right. Number 4 is the informational day. If you've calculated your number, which is the information at the beginning of this broadcast, if you don't know how to do it, come to the master class. I'll do a deep analysis of your personal life or whatever else you need to analyze, or somebody else, preferably it's you. I don't like to analyze people who do not ask for it. If you're asking for somebody to be analyzed, you're actually entering their field and taking me with you, and I'm a multiplier. So even because I am looking at this person, they will feel it. So avoid analyzing other people. I can analyze people in relationship to you. That I can help you understand how that works. But just not analyzing somebody alone without their asking for it. And you shouldn't do. All right. So day number 4. You gain the information. You look at everything that comes to you, and instead of feeling overwhelmed by all the things that you should do because of that, again, don't take it personally, just information. Information arrives on the energy. So if energy is electricity, yes, you know, energy lines are also energy lines in your body, run through the spine, your nervous system is there as well. So when you walk, the electricity rises up through your nervous system to your head, and now you have enough electricity to think, which is a hormonization. Hormones are creating orchestra in your head, and it's pretty harmonious, otherwise chaotic. I don't know if you've been to modern orchestras, sometimes you go crazy because their brain is not necessarily always organized, or they don't have a good conductor. Conductivity is ability to move energy, just like a conductor, to direct energy. You take energy from the place where it's stuck, you get it up to your head, your whole body gets rejuvenated, energy gets dispersed, and surplus of energy comes out. And it comes out, in my case, through conversation. Why? Because I'm a magician. My magic comes through the words. And my magic comes through my electricity. Because I do have direct channel with the universal electrical plant. And you do too. You just need to cultivate that energy more often. We all have it. So, the idea of the day 4, month 4, year 4 is not just look into information and try to remember or write it down even as a concept. You take the information and match it with your personality, with your desires, with your actions, and most importantly with your dream, which is the huge target. It's not something you do in one day. It's a huge target. So the target has to be huge enough for all your action to match it. My target is to better the humanity with the energy and information, because information is energy and energy is information. They move together. The energy is the wavelength of information. You know, like some people talk and you don't understand what's that about, and some people talk and you go, okay, got it. So it's not the information, it's the wavelength of that information, which is energy. And you derive the wavelengths, not the information. Some people cannot talk straight, but you get what they're saying. Some people are good talkers. They talk for an hour and you go, what was that about? So what I'm talking about is this, the wavelengths, the energy, vibrational quality of what's going on, the undercurrent of the speech. Whatever you hear is very superficial. What you feel in your body, even unconsciously, because your body is the wise storage of wisdom, smartphone, so to speak. And the icons are being activated all the time. So if the wavelength of the energy and information is right for you, you go, If it's against your energy, you go, what? No, it's not true. No, she's wrong. And it's not about the information, for example, that I share. It's the wavelengths that are not matching. So if you feel that everything I'm saying is wrong, you absolutely need to come to a personal consultation just to experience a different level of energy. Because working with me, you will in one session, for sure. And if you think that I am right, and you need to know more about it, there are classes, free classes, master classes that I run in English, and my friend and I together run in Russian. I always give you a link here on the Facebook. You can join both channels, one in Russian, one in English. And next, this coming month is month number 5 for me, which is conversation and sharing and showing the usefulness of the information you are getting and creating sequentially correct actions about it. Because usually in month 4, day 4, year 4, we get a lot of information and we don't know what to do with it. We get overwhelmed and we start acting. But the formula is information, 4, analysis, 3, relationships I build to accomplish my goal that I've analyzed from all the information, and I now share in my relationships, especially if it's a business relationship, and only then I can strategize, which is the overall overarching umbrella for all the actions. Very often that strategy is set to one goal, but the strategy is the overarching theme of your life, and the goal is the biggest dream you might imagine. It could change, it can grow bigger and bigger as you grow, but if you are not setting your goal to your dream, your strategy would not be the strategy. It would be the tactic of how to get to the next step. And every step you get would feel like not enough. Just because the dream was compromised by the limiting belief, it's too much, too big. So if you have a dream, it is for you. It wouldn't be for you. You wouldn't know it. That's it. If you know it, if it's something that inspires you, something that scares you, remember the hero journey? I was explaining before. That's your hero journey. Going through all the experiences, getting all the knowledge, all the analysis, and then understanding how to sequentially correct, structure your analysis into relationships and the strategic decisions you make. Then you can create the tactics. But tactics number 9, and I will continue with the broadcast tomorrow from number 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You will learn some other things. Meanwhile, if you're just joining this broadcast, go in the beginning, in the first 5 minutes, I explained how to calculate. Somewhere in the middle, I explained how to calculate. And 15 or 10 minutes later, before the end, I also explained how to calculate. So if you know your number, it'll make a lot of sense to you. If you are confused, no problem. Maybe my wavelength is a little longer or a little shorter than yours. No problem whatsoever. It's an opportunity for us to connect. It's an opportunity for us to look into things together, to touch each other with our hearts and our smiles, and find out what's going on. Because some people, 2,618, I believe, on my Facebook page, and I only see a few of you here. So some wavelengths mismatched. And on Amazon, I have a book. Find yourself, then find your match. It's called The Ultimate Love Affair. The ultimate love affair with yourself and with life only happens when you understand who you are, and you understand you don't need to change anything. You just need to expand your consciousness enough to include a big dream that you have. And once that happens, you no longer feel alone or mismatched or out of time or too old or too young or not smart enough or anything like that. Those are the wavelengths that are not yours. Those are the things that you've created as a result of comparing yourself to people. But you're a child of God. You're the child of the universe. You're the child of all the genetics and lineages. And in number 4, day 4, month 4, year 4, you have an entry door, an entry point to the knowledge of the lineage that you have. So maybe on a masterclass, I'll give you a very beautiful practice that you do very easily with marker or pencil or gel pen. And in 5 minutes, you get to connect with everybody in your lineage, and it gives you such a clear perspective. Oh my God, when I've done it first time, I always have it because I know what I know. I'm an intuitive healer for many years. I've used that. But then I realized healing is not my thing. It was my grand, many grands before thing, not mine. And therefore I don't do lay of my hands on anybody anymore. I just lay out my words, and I hope they touch your heart enough so you get to the action for your biggest dream. And if you're still not sure what your dream is, definitely connect. Much love. I'll leave the links for you. Just go to Telegram channel. If you don't know what Telegram is, it's an app on your phone. Just go to App Store, download, it's free, and you can see all the information without missing a beat. You will know where the master classes are, but they will be in this month on the common lucky days, which are also calculatable, and those are the dates that I put in my calendar that are the lucky dates. So if you need to do something for your business or sign some papers or do some contracts or initiate something, go on Telegram channel, and the days of the classes are the dates that are lucky in this month, and the lucky ones are 3 and 6. They repeat itself every week, but it's not your 3 or your 6. It's a common day, because when you do something with other people, you want to use the common calendar, and you want to match, of course, with your own days. So if your are in the first day of your cycle, which is the new beginning, and you do something in the common day 3 or 6, you absolutely have that beginning being successful. Just because the energy fluctuates this way. Why? Just because it's a mystical information that I cannot share right now, but the mysticity of it is electricity. We are being affected by the electricity of everything around us. And those are the days where the electricity is optimal. It raises your energy so you can do more better. All right, much love. Have an amazing day. Please write a comment. Please ask a question. Please send something to me in direct if you don't want this go to common place. And also befriend me if you want to have a personal conversation. I'll accept your friendship, and then you can ask direct. All right? Don't disappear, because you disappear not for me, for yourself. Show up. Be here. Be under the spotlight, the sunlight, the spotlight, and be present to every moment of your life. However it is, it's not in somebody's hands. It's in your hands. You can make your electricity with the electricity of the sunlight, with the God's energy, electricity that's given to you, and life will never be the same. I promise you that much.